Hello everyone, welcome to Result-Driven Strategy Management course. As far as I know, this is a kind of new course that has added to the curriculum in the School of Public Affairs and Administration at Rutgers University Newark campus. I, as a Professor Suji Kim, I will be the instructor for your course this semester, and as I said, this is a kind of new class. The SPA has recently revised their curriculum, and their plan is to be at the very cutting edge in terms of not only the research that's conducted within our department SPA at the university, but also in terms of the kind of teaching that we are providing for the students, in particular for MPA students in our programs. And especially this course is being offered as part of our Master of Public Administration program. So when we looked at our performance specialization and the curriculum they are in, we thought that we needed to develop new curriculum in the near future and to provide a better look at some of the things that are going on in practice in government agencies and nonprofit organizations today. So with this course in particular, what we are going to find is an integration of reform-oriented management concepts. Let me explain briefly what it stands for. Now, over the last century, since the progressive movement and through the course of the government irrationality movement in the latter part of the 20th century, we have seen reforms. Again, after reforms being offered as a solution to the problems that government faces or that nonprofit organizations may face. And so as we think about management reforms, what we know is that there are a few that seems to be here to stay in practice. So, and those highlight those right now. They maybe include strategic planning, performance management, and evidence-based practice. So now essentially that's that order in which those three practices have evolved. So we've seen strategic planning arise in the latter part of the 20th century, followed by a stronger orientation in all public and nonprofit organizations toward performance, measuring performance, maintaining accountability not just within, but also to the outward world where our stakeholders exist, they are citizens. And more recently, we've seen a new development in terms of evidence-based practice. Evidence-based practice is, as the name implies, the use of scientific evidence to inform decision-making. So now this could include management decisions, internal decisions about the way resources are organized or utilized in the public and nonprofit sectors. So this just brief basic concept was stand for research-driven strategy management. Next, I'm going to briefly review our new syllabus. Before moving to the syllabus, let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Sujin Kim. As a PhD candidate, I'm writing my dissertation as well as teaching some courses at SPAR. In 2007, I came to the United States first. So I studied MPA program at the University of Georgia. After graduation, I joined the SPAR in 2009. And so far, I have taught several courses at SPAR. They are public budgeting system, government revenue system. Last semester, I taught applied statistics for executive MPA students. And my office is located in the third floor at SPA building, CPS room 306. But I prefer email contact if you have any concern and questions. So please email me to my email address schinkim@rutgers.edu. And usually I'm on campus every Tuesday and Thursday from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So if you have any problem, emergency, something, so please stop by my office. In terms of this course, as a core public management contact, the aim of this course is to help students to become familiar with the terminology and methodology of public management in the specific context of strategic planning and or management and performance based on evidence-based practice and management. And another aim is to develop students' understanding of how to evaluate and improve management system in public and non-profit organizations with an eye towards equipping future managers to confront and overcome a broad array of management challenges. As you may know, well, this is online course, so that means we are all working and learning independently on our own schedule, essentially at home or on campus anytime, easily. So we do not convene once a week for a 3-hour period and hold a discussion online, whether we each week when we most comfortable, most convenient, we're able to work anytime, anywhere. But the thing is, you should remember that the Blackboard system has their own maintenance scheduling for backup, I guess. So every day, I guess, from 3:30 a.m. to 5 a.m., you cannot access to the Blackboard. So besides the time, you can always access to the Blackboard anywhere. So again, that means that you are responsible for your own learning. So you have to do the readings, you have to do participate in online discussions actively and anytime. So, but the thing is, you should remember that there are some rules about when you do that. So in other words, you cannot wait until the last week of the class and go back and try to do all the assignments. So basically, the point here is that the Friday is the cutoff date where we switch from one week to the next. So you will close essentially one chapter and open another one based on the Friday schedule. So again, I changed the syllabus. So as in the new syllabus, you can see that this course is scheduled as a Friday course. So I will upload the lecture note every Friday or Thursday evening if possible, and then you can access to the Blackboard to download the PowerPoints anytime, and you can access the assignments and discussion board anytime. Of course, I will give you some feedback on the assignments and discussion question and your answers. So when you log into the Blackboard, you can see some menus on the left side, which include announcements, syllabus, readings, course documents, assignments, and discussion boards. So in terms of the syllabus, I already uploaded new syllabus. And also in terms of the readings, I already uploaded each week's additional articles, readings, and chapters besides textbook. And in terms of the course documents, I will upload the lecture note each week. But the thing is, I already uploaded APA manual, manuscript samples, so and then you can check the APA file. And assignments, I already made some boxes named bio. For example, reaction paper 1 and 2 and 3 and final paper. So each assigned due, you should submit your Word file to each boxes named bio, for example, paper 2 and 3 and final paper as well. And in terms of discussion board, when you click the discussion board on the left side on your Blackboard, so you can see some discussion question each week I will make. And as in the syllabus, you will see there's one book that's required. I'm using the Caroline Hills and Ray Lynn's book called Public Management, a Three-Dimensional Approach. And we will use that book about a chapter a week until we get through. And we've supplemented those readings with journal articles and other readings that will either be made available on Blackboard. In terms of the course requirement and grading, please pay attention to the portion of each requirement. The first of all, you have self-introduction, just one page bio, which should be submitted by next Thursday, which is January 29th, right? And which is 5% of portion of final grade. And next you need to pay attention to your readings and class participation on Blackboard, which is very, very important, and which are 25% of the final grade. And we have 3 reaction papers should be submitted by each due. Due is already provided on the new syllabus, and which is they have 15% of each. So you should remember the 3 reaction papers should be submitted by each due. And next we have final paper, comprehensive paper, which is 25% of the final grade. And again, this is also very important. And the due is May 13th. And next, let me explain how to participate in online discussion thread. When you log on to Blackboard and access to our class, you can see the menus named discussion board section. So when you click discussion board section, you will check some questions I would make. On average, I will make 1 or 2 questions for each week. So you should answer those questions with at least more than 3 and or 4 sentences with examples or your experience and your opinion after reading articles and textbooks for each week. And if possible, please make sure you can make your own opinion or your own agreements on the other students, at least one student's answers, with a brief explanation and brief example and brief contradictory opinion, whatever you want to add up to continue to discuss the topic and share others' ideas. And as in the syllabus, students will be asked to submit 3 reaction papers during this semester of all readings. Here in this semester, we have 12 weeks, except for introduction, wrap-up week, and final week, right? So among 12 weeks, you should pick a week, and you should make sure to understand main points and supporting ideas of all readings learned from the week. So it should be noted that the readings should include all readings, which means the textbook chapters and other chapters and articles. So each paper should be 2 and 3 pages in length. It should be written in 12-point Times New Roman font size and double spaced. And of course, it should be followed by APA style. And each due is shown in the course schedule. So when you submit it, please include your full name along with the number of the critics on the file. So for example, you should put your name, your first name, and your last name, and reaction number 1, 2, or 3. That should be your title. And also you should remember that the reaction papers consist of 3 different parts. First one is summary and analysis evaluation based on the double questions. And the final part should be your reaction, which is very, very important. And to be clear, I recommend you write reaction papers as follows. For example, in terms of the reaction paper number 1, you can pick a week among class 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in terms of the reaction paper 2, you can pick a week among class afterwards 6 through 10. And in terms of the reaction paper 3, you can pick a week among class 11, 12, and 13. And for the final paper, students will be asked to organize their thoughts and reflect their critical argument into 2 big questions. What is result-driven strategic management? And how can the management work in the public and non-profit sectors? So for the detailed concepts, I will wrote the guideline by week 10. This slide shows how to grade your written assignment. The total point is 100 for each paper, including reaction paper and final paper. I will give you some feedback about your reaction and your analysis, but I won't explain the detail right now. And they are just course schedule, so they are same as in the one in our new syllabus, so I won't explain right now. And again, by next Thursday, please submit your self-introduction, just 1 page bio on Blackboard. And next week, please read the article and chapters. Thank you. I hope that's been clear. I will attempt to post a video introduction to the material each week, but sometimes I might even post a PowerPoint presentation that runs through the notes. So it's very pleasure to have you in the class. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you.